Hey guys, welcome to the Best Health Series for age 30s. We're going to talk about nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress management. I am Dr. Kevin.
I am Coach Sean.
And we are the FitHealth Pros. So today we're going to get into the Best Health Series for age 30s. Now we just wrapped up the athletes section, and if you did not watch that, Coach Sean fired every athlete up.
I got a little intense.
It was pretty intense. So they're either crying right now or they're out putting in laps or something.
I'm putting in some work, Coach.
Putting in some work. But if you're an athlete or you know an athlete, check that out. And it was amazing. So today we're going to talk again about the 30s, and we're going to start with nutrition.
So for nutrition in the 30s, we're looking to maintain and strengthen that foundation that we set in the 20s. Of course, if you had seen the video on the 20s, we're talking about really forming habits. So we're in the 30s, we're looking to continue those habits. If you haven't started yet, this is also a good time to start creating some better eating habits as well. Because in the 30s, you're going to see your first subtle signs of aging. They're subtle. Just don't freak out. It happens. We're people. So you're going to want to focus on getting some antioxidants into your nutrition. We're talking berries, leafy greens. There are also specific brain protective antioxidants, so they can help memory. They can help just overall cognitive functioning. These are called polyphenols. You can find them in olive oil, wild salmon, and turmeric, which has kind of come out over the last few years as kind of this miracle nutrient that you can utilize within your cooking and throughout your nutrition as well.
Big anti-inflammatory, and that brings inflammation down in the brain cells as well.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
That's part of how it helps the brain. Bone mass also dips after 35, around the age of 35 too, so you're going to want to up your calcium. That's very specific to the 30s. Your metabolism's going to slow down, so we're going to have to unfortunately start focusing on lower calories. I know that the 30s are a very social age, so that can be a little tough at times, but focus on your portion control. One thing that I teach my clients around the 30s and the 40s especially is portion out your dinners when you go out. See if they'll box up half of your entree. If you are eating at home, you have a little better control on that portion control. For women specifically, you're going to want to up your folic acid. This is very good for if you're trying to conceive, and after conception, it can help prevent neural tube defects in the fetus. You're going to want to up your iron as well to combat anemia. For men, now this is a stat I wasn't too happy about when I first read it, but it's an actual stat that testosterone starts dipping 1% a year from the age of 30 on. So in order to combat that, in order to help slow that down, you're going to want to up the amount of fatty fish and eggs to help combat that lowering of testosterone.
So you and I, we've only dipped a couple percent so far.
2%.
So we're on
max. 2%. We eat a lot of fish. Fertility-wise, you're going to want to up your vitamin E, avocados, pine nuts, etc. In males, in men, that can help increase your fertility. In women, it can help decrease your chance of miscarriage. So very specific to the 30s in terms of fertility. I know my wife and I had our issues, and I wish I had known this beforehand. So hopefully I can help someone else now where I didn't have that information then.
Good. Yeah, nutrition per decade or age group it's really amazing what you're going to learn from this. If this is your first video watching us as well, know that we take a picture of the board and that you have all the notes down below. We'll attach those.
Yes.
And if you're getting something out of this, definitely like us and subscribe. and I will get on to the next step, and that's going to be number 2, exercise.
Exercise.
So when you're in your 30s, hopefully you've done some exercise already, but things start to change. You have to be strategic. You're going to have less time to exercise due to family, work concerns, and work obligations. So what do we need to do is, definitely schedule that, be strategic. You definitely want to still get that exercise in. When you're working out, you want to balance your workouts. So what do I mean by that? Well, in your 20s, you might have thought, well, I'm just going to work on all of the big muscles. Like
mirror muscles, baby.
Muscles, the arms and the chest for the guys, right? And the glutes for the women. But here in the 30s, we need to balance that strength. We need to balance the cardio. We also need to balance flexibility. And if we can do those equally, your longevity is really going to be fantastic with health and wellness. Now's a good time too, in the 30s, that you can still do some high intensity interval training. So it's that HIIT training that you've all heard about, and that is going to give you more benefit for the time. So going back to how much time do I have? Can I get to the gym? Do I got to work out at home? If we do that high intensity training, you can get more benefit for the time. So try to get in 2 days of strength training. That's going to keep our muscles toned, build muscle mass. Make sure that you're getting the right nutrition for that as well. And then for some aerobic, you can run, step aerobics, swimming. Those are all great.
Change it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah, and if you find that you're out of balance or you are injury prone, identify that, but still try different things, whether it's a brisk walk versus a run, or hiking where you're in an unstable environment on the dirt and then there's a hill climb, and that can maybe even be more fun because there's things to look at out there. Sure. You don't always have to do things that are more social. You don't always have to do things that are just regimented in the gym. Have fun with it for sure. Things that we want to do with our bodies from an exercise standpoint: getting more range of motion, getting better flexibility, and this is going to really help with injury prevention. In the 30s, we have to start worrying about that. You have longer recovery time than you did when you were in your 20s. So, and we'll probably see the same statement on this. Right. The fatigue settles in faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you used to be able to just go and go. I could do 2 workouts a day. And then you get in your 30s and, no, I don't want to work out because I just got home from work. So definitely recognize that, address that. The body does heal more slowly, so be careful. Again, going back to the flexibility and the range of motion, preventing that injury because it does heal. Do active recovery. This is a good thing. This is kind of something that we do from a therapeutic standpoint with people, and you just take that same thing where you're doing something like foam rolling or yoga moves, and you're, instead of just laying in on ice or resting, you're actively recovering, you're still moving things. I tell people from a physician standpoint that that prevents scar tissue buildup as well. So that's a good thing. Add progressions, set specific goals. If you do those things, you're going to be more successful. You won't defeat yourself if you kind of progress it. Don't go for the gusto all at once. Don't set yourself a goal day one to lose 50 pounds to climb Everest. Progress that. And another thing that's not on the board, but I think is a good idea: get a buddy to exercise with.
Yeah,
that goes a long way. So from exercise, we want to go into sleep science.
Sleep science. So sleep declines often happen within the 30s. So from some of the research that I looked at, delta sleep, that period of sleep right before REM, rapid eye movement sleep, can decline by up to 50%. So it's no wonder that a lot of the people that I talk to in their 30s are having some issues because this is brand new. This is something that they just can't handle. They're trying to figure it out, and they can't kind of put their finger on why I can't sleep. Well, part of that is because there is added life stress in the 30s oftentimes. We're going to talk about stress management in a moment, but that life stress tends to increase during the 30s. So that will upset sleep. It can help create a poor pattern of sleep, which just keeps going night after night after night. Because of this, mental health issues can start popping up. Depression can start popping up. People can start trying to escape the world a little bit through depression naps, which can affect the circadian rhythm negatively and make sure that you're not sleeping at night as well. So we need to be really careful that if these mental health issues, especially if they're connected to sleep, start popping up, get some help. There's nothing to be ashamed about. The stigma is melting away year by year, month by month with these mental health issues. People see how important they are now and how important it is to get that help. Now, other naps can also affect the circadian rhythm, but generally that's more due from overall sleep deprivation, whether it be the bad sleep pattern that has formed, or you're just napping too much. If you're napping 2 hours in the middle of the day, that's going to affect how much you're sleeping at nighttime. So it's important to create good sleep skills. We're looking at a good sleep environment. So we're talking a nice dark room, a nice cool room, proper amount of covers, taking away those electronic devices, getting them away from the bed so you're not going and checking them left and right all the time, with buzzes and whirs coming from your phone from people that are work that is coming in. It's like, get that away from you. Sleep time is sleep time. But overall, if you create good sleep skills, you can counteract a lot of this other stuff that's happening within your life to stress you out. Speaking of stress.
Yeah, well, we'll get into stress. I think on the sleep side, I've been able to do some research on the physician side, on the wellness side. Patients seem to respond really well to certain essential oils. So you get a diffuser in the room.
Sure.
That can help. And then there's a couple of supplements out there that are good for sleep as well. So
Melatonin.
there you go.
And, various supplements like that.
So all of those things, try those options before getting on medications, because a lot of people will go right to the NyQuils or the ZQuils or the whatever medications, and that can get you to sleep, but it doesn't get you into the REM sleep.
Right.
And then also there's always a side effect with a medication. So try the natural aspects first, see if that works. Even in your 30s, I know it seems young, go and have a sleep study. And this is if you have the symptoms like fatigue and tiredness, you're not exercising like you should, you're not performing with sports or at work, or if you feel like you're irritable, those type of things. So see those symptoms, look at those factors, and you may need to have a sleep study done, and that's okay at the 30s, and then try those natural supplements. I think that's going to go a long way.
You may find some things pop up in that sleep study as well, some sleep apnea or some other issues with insomnia, etc., that they can help with.
Yeah.
Get that professional help.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So kind of moving into the stress management aspect of things. In 30s, there's a couple of things that are specific to stress management. You're going to start to see stressors go up in the 30s. So you have different things, babies, you're trying to work out, you're trying to further your career. It may be a career change in the 30s. You're really pushing yourself in the 30s. Now's the time, whether starting a business or to get that big promotion, make yourself seen, and you're really pushing yourself, and that stress level gets higher and higher and higher. So definitely recognize that. Be mindful of your stress and the triggers of what that stress is. the effect can be really bad from a dietary standpoint and health standpoint, because here's where cortisol levels just go through the roof
Jack up.
with these stressors. And once that happens, then you're all over the place. Now your sleep's messed up, your nutrition's messed up, your exercise is messed up, your hormone levels are messed up.
You're messed up.
You're messed up.
You're messed up.
So manage that. How do we do that? Well, we want to schedule time to relax. I'm thinking of a beer commercial right now. They got me on that one. Don't do that.
Power of advertising.
Power of advertising. That's funny. Utilizing your calming techniques. We've talked about those before.
Yep.
There's a ton out there. We're not going to go in specific stress management techniques on one-on-one, but look on Google, look on your phone apps.
Watch some of our other videos.
Watch our other videos for
Yeah.
sure. How will you relax? Experiment with different types. Someone might be really able to do a meditation. Someone may be more into prayer. Some may be into even group settings that work out as well. Seeing a psychologist, talking to somebody, just talking with somebody else can lower your stress. Identify the things that are ramping the stress, and then usually that'll lower it too. Form habits with those that work for you. So when you find the thing that works best, add that into your daily regimen, for sure.
Yeah.
For working and reducing stress around the house, whether it's chores, activities, honeydews, prioritize.
That's a long list.
It's a long list. Prioritize. Say, no, I can only do 3 things at one time.
Focus on those top 3
No.
things, baby.
Focus on 3 things. I'm a big believer in the non-multitasking. Just try to get the one thing done and move on. It's really not that hard. And do your best to be unscattered. And I think what we just talked about, having a list, that's going to do that.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff. Hey, thanks for joining us on this Best Health series on the 30s. We're here to help you guys. We are the we are the Fit.
Who are we?
We are the FitHealth Pros. Just in case you didn't know, obviously I didn't. And we're happy to have you here. Hopefully you can watch some of the other videos as well. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Smash that subscribe button, because we have a lot more where this came from. We both have years of experience, years of knowledge that we would love to share with you. And even if you only get a couple things out of the videos, that's a couple things you didn't get before you watched.
Absolutely. Thanks again for joining us. We know that you can spend your time in other places, but hopefully you got something out of this, and we're happy to bring that to you.
Yes, indeed. I am Coach Sean.
I'm Dr. Kevin. We are the FitHealth Pros.
Best health. Best health.
Best Health Series. See you guys. Don't.
Energy.
Energy.
Take 18,000.